I had no one available. We had all of my investigators were dealing with people that we had arrested, and you still had people coming to the house.
Hey, Marky Super Policeman, policeman came to my house. Hey, Marky Super Policeman.
Let you go.
Let you go, why?
I haven't done any other crime in past. I'm very clean.
This is the first time?
Yes.
Okay.
2 men sit in jail tonight facing murder charges in the 2006 Pinyon Pines triple murder case. But there are still troubling questions about the investigation, how and why it took so long, and about one young man considered a key witness in this case who continues sparking questions about a possible conflict of interest. Did Javier Garcia Jr. receive special treatment because of his parents? His father is a senior investigator with the DA's office, and his mom is Bonnie Garcia, a former Valley Assemblywoman currently running for state senate. Candidate for Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco spoke with me exclusively on what he thinks about this case. Is it a problem that one of the key witnesses in this, Javier Garcia Jr.'s father, works within the DA's office? Should that have been enough for them to turn it over to the Attorney General to investigate?
The investigation was with the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department conducted the investigation, not the DA's office. And with my 20 years, I have never come across something where an investigator was not trying to get to the proper conclusion of a case.
But the father urged his son not to take a polygraph.
Well,
that is written in the Sheriff's Department report.
That's true.
Is that a problem?
Is it a problem? No, it's seriously not. Would we have liked him to? Yes.
It doesn't look good.
It's not good, and it's not bad either. Obviously, we can say, hey, if you would have taken a polygraph and passed, obviously there would be nothing. You could have proven a long time ago that you had nothing to do with it, but we couldn't force him.
And coming up new tonight at 11, more from Lieutenant Bianco about this key witness and if he believes he was given special treatment because of his parents. That's coming up new tonight at 11.
It surprises everyone, even the lead investigator.
I did not expect this many people, this many suspects arriving at the house.
Hey, Marky Super Policeman, policeman came to my house.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Marky Super Policeman.
I really wasn't going to do this.
Go ahead and cuff them.
Sir.
What?
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here at 11 and streaming live on KMIR.com. I'm Elizabeth Bobian. Gino Lamont has the night off. 2 men arrested for the 2006 Pinyon Pines triple murders are still sitting in jail tonight, awaiting their trials. Meanwhile, so many questions remain in the cold case investigation, including why this case went cold in the first place. I sat down with Lieutenant Chad Bianco with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department and discussed this case. Bianco is currently running for sheriff and says he wishes this case would have moved forward much faster. There's nothing new. They've had these 2 people's names since day one.
To my knowledge, yes. The district attorney's office has had it for quite some time.
How long?
An exact date, I can't give you that. I'm not sure. It's been 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years. It was sent back to the Sheriff's Department for further investigation, and
So
it's the
these
same
people
investigation.
who you believe did this, committed murder times 3, have been out on the streets, freedom with the possibility to kill again.
Yes.
When the DA's office has had this for at least 2 years.
It doesn't sound very good when you put it that way. The 2 that were arrested were not suspects that have recently been uncovered.
Public safety was at risk, wouldn't you say?
To say that that someone did that and was not arrested for that many years, if you said that people weren't at risk, you'd sound awfully funny.
What do you know, or what can you imagine took them a whole year to serve a search warrant at the 2 suspects' house?
Looking back and having hindsight, there's a lot of things that you could say you could have or would have done something different. You have to be cautious, especially in what we do and the crimes that we investigate. You have to be cautious and not apply rules of TV to real criminal investigations.
Why do you think the current sheriff won't return my phone calls or won't grant me an interview about this?
You want my personal opinion? Because it's an election year. He spent 6 years avoiding the media. And every time something bad happens with our department, he sends someone else to talk about it. But because it may be a little bit negative that you're asking him about, which I know it is, everyone knows it is. It's not something that, I mean, it took a long time. So the potential of him having to answer hard questions, especially in an election year, he's going to want no part of that.
Do you think Paul Zellerbach held out on this until an election year to try it?
I can say with probably with my own personal opinion with 100% certainty that this case would not have been filed if it wouldn't have been an election year. Because I think with the media attention that it was getting, it was impossible to not do something about it, because something was going to happen. Luis was getting too much information, and he was getting too much, he was throwing too much out there about potential suspects and about potential witnesses, and the suspects could have left, they could have fled, they could have done anything. And so I think it made the DA really have to rethink his decision to not file.
What do you wish Paul Zellerbach or Stan Sniff would have done different in this case?
Cared. I wish they would have cared. There were too many victims of a triple homicide, an unsolved, brutal triple homicide. And the two people that are in charge of this investigation, the top two people that can do anything they want with this investigation, didn't care enough to continue it or to put forth the tools that could have made it a whole lot easier.
In a recent interview with the DA, Paul Zellerbach, I asked him about allegations that this case was held for prosecution until an election year. He says that is not true. He also says his department has only had the case for about a year. He wouldn't comment on whether or not he believed there were mistakes made in this investigation. Meanwhile, I have reached out to Sheriff Stan Sniff several times requesting an interview. I even left a message for him on his cell phone. None of my calls have been returned.
Interrogated? Do you have anything illegal on you?
No,
Is there any drugs or anything like that? When's the last time you used speed?
I used it like 2 months ago, sir.
Is it 2 months ago usually means 2 days or 2 hours?
I'm on probation for it.
What are you on probation for?
For possession in July, and that's the last time I used it. It's been a few months.
For possession of meth?
Yes. Yeah, I did use an hour ago. Yeah. No. Please, I beg of you.
You beg of me what?
Just let me go, please.
Yeah.
Please let me go.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
I'll tell you what.
I've never done such a thing in my life. I never want to do it again. I just want to go, okay?
Since you're the first person to say that today, we'll let you go.